By naming the charity institution as the fifth brother, the founders have given life to the institution. The fifth brother has lived through 6 generations of the family and is poised to grow and sustain for many more generations. This is a collective institution comprising the PSG family, trustees, heads of institutions, faculty, staff, alumni, and students. I salute all of you for your discipline, dedication, commitment, perseverance, resilience, and rigor in your contribution. I grew up in Coimbatore in the Sugarcane Breeding Institute quarters based in Veerakeralam village. During my school days, I would go around the neighboring villages of Chettipalayam, Okilipalayam, Siranayakanpalayam, Usaripalayam, and Vedapatti in a cycle. The village of Vedapatti has a long history for the PSG family. In Vedapatti, a school and a primary health center was set up to provide education and health support for the local agricultural laborers and their families. What is important to note is that this was done more than 80 years ago in the 1940s during the pre-independence era. The founders were visionaries and far-sighted. They were pioneers. Apart from setting up schools, industrial training institutes, they also set up workshops for farm equipment, foundries, use of tractor in the farm in Vedapatti, using electricity from the Paikara hydroelectric station, and installation of telephones for communication. Today, all this may sound very normal to us, but all this was done over 100 years ago. Coimbatore transformed from an agrarian economy to an industrial economy. Textiles, textile machineries, foundries, farm equipment, auto components, and many more. The city then added services such as medical facilities and hospitals, software and hardware services. The entrepreneurial spirit, availability of excellent medical facilities, salubrious climate, and caring and respectful people have resulted in Coimbatore emerging as a preferred city for senior citizens to live in. The foundation for all of this was the pioneering efforts of the PSG founders. They planted seeds for the growth of the city. Education is the fundamental bedrock of this growth and industrialization. The industrial training institutes and the various educational institutions set up by PSG and Sons Charities have significantly contributed to this growth. The Kali Varadaraja Perumal Temple stands testimony to the PSG family's religious and spiritual commitment. The PSG and Sons Charities did not just build classrooms, laboratories, infrastructural facilities. They built a garden where several seeds and saplings were planted, built a bridge between industry and education, and the result is what we see today. Institutions are not just brick and mortar, not just infrastructure. That is the gross body. The subtle body, the soul of which are the heads of institutions, the professors, and other faculty and the staff. All of you sitting here comprise the soul of this enterprise. I salute all of you. 50 years ago, in the year 1975, as I walked through the gates of PSG College of Technology, I felt inspired. I felt pride and was grateful to God that I was fortunate to study in this institute. The 5 years that I studied at the college left a lasting impression on my mind. The institute gave me a platform for my future, and I'm ever grateful for the same. Standing here today is a profound homecoming for me. Like thousands of others, I was a sapling planted in the fertile soil of the PhD institutions. Today, as I look at this assembly, I don't see administrators and teachers. I see the institution builders who have, for 100 years, carefully nurtured the intellectual and moral growth of students. The teachers at PSG College of Technology laid the foundations of my engineering skills and also equally stressed the importance of discipline, dedication, commitment, resilience, and rigor. They taught me good value systems and life skills. All of you present here today are the Kandaswamis and Sivanandams for the present generation of students. You have the power to transform the future of thousands of students. You may not see the fruits of your labor today, but decades from now, a student will stand where I am standing and credit their success to the seeds that you have planted. It is my destiny that I first studied at Sri Baldevadas Kikani Vidya Mandir High School, which has the SBKV Trust as its foundation. It is my destiny that I studied at the PSG College of Technology, which has the PSG and Sons Charities as its foundation. Finally, it is my destiny that after my education, I am working in the Tata Group of companies for more than 4 decades, whose foundation is the Tata Trust, which is one of the most admired charity institutions in India. I can only attribute all of this to the hand of God and the grace of God. Our world has changed significantly over the last 50 years. The pace of change over the last 5 years has never been faster than ever before, and sometimes it is dizzying for us. The future is going to change even faster. Technologies like artificial intelligence, digitalization, wireless energy transmission, energy storage, quantum computing, remote medical surgeries, industrialization using robots, innovations in agriculture, discoveries in medicines, and many others are going to have a big positive impact in our lives. At the same time, the rising geopolitical tensions, nationalism, regionalization, climate change, income inequality, food and water inadequacies, poor air quality, natural resource constraints, supply chain constraints are all going to impact our lives. There is abundance in everything: wealth, health facilities, communication systems, information and technology availability, mobility and transportation systems, etc. There are several social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Aratai, and so on. People are constantly on these platforms. The young adults, particularly teenagers, and those in their early 20s, are using the social media platforms extensively. Over a period, this impacts on the personality of young adults. They have several friends, but no real friends. They have several likes, but no genuine appreciation. Countries are taking steps to mitigate this phenomenon. In the same vein, social changes such as nuclear families, as against joint families, have impacted the social behavior of the younger generation. And this population are our students today. This creates a new role and responsibility for educational institutions and the faculty. The methods of learning, the tools of technologies of learning, the student-teacher interactions are all changing. There is a need for a lot more empathy in engaging with the students. The age of co-learning, the teacher and the student learning together has already emerged. Learning through discussions, questions, and debates will build the models and minds of the future. Teaching technical subject matter, be it arts, sciences, mathematics, engineering, medicine, commerce, management aspects, are all just one part of a student's education. More important in today's context is imparting value systems, life skills, and interpersonal skills, and a commitment to their respective faith to the students. It is important to develop good human beings and facilitate a holistic approach to living in harmony with one another and with the environment. When students are in a societal race, where often success is measured in one dimension, it is important to pause. It is important to look at the big picture, the purpose of education, and orient our institutions to create good human beings with both intellectual capabilities and good life skills and moral values. Good thoughts result in good words. Good words result in good actions. Good actions executed repeatedly result in good behavior. Good behavior demonstrated consistently creates a good culture. The alignment of thoughts, words, and deeds are critical for creating a good human being and enhancing the work culture. Corporates strive hard to achieve a good culture by creating an atmosphere of productivity and excellence. Educational institutions are best placed to achieve this. How can the PSG institution impart good value systems to the students? We all have limited time. I have learned the importance of balance in my life. How do we prioritize time in a balanced manner towards health, family, spirituality, profession, society, and wealth? This comes with a lot of patience and practice. I have practiced this over the last 25 years, and I'm yet to reach a steady state. How can the PSG institutions impart the importance of balance in life to the students? All the attributes and value systems that I learned in PSG institutions stood the test of time in my life and career for the last 4 decades. May I take the opportunity to share a couple of anecdotes. As part of my corporate career, I have worked in different parts of the world where the languages are different, cultures are different, work ethic is different, discipline is different. I was in a project where the customers spoke 4 different languages: English, German, French, and Italian. The rigor of execution in that country was very high. Curiosity, listening, learning, understanding, reflecting, and practicing repeatedly helped me adapt to different contexts and execute my responsibilities. In a different situation, when our company was preparing for a public listing, we had to interact with investment bankers, legal companies, regulatory bodies, analysts, and institutional investors. The ability to understand and engage with the ecosystem goes back to the attributes of adaptability and learnability, which I was trained at the PSG College of Technology. I did not know it then when I was a student, but I realized it later when I actually experienced it. Life is all about adapting to situations, being flexible, being accommodative, responding in a responsible manner, and coexisting with others and nature. This demands an attitude of building good relationships and openness to accept diversity. I talked about the fast changing world. The future challenges of the world are not going to fit into disciplines like engineering, medicine, sciences, arts, and humanities. Climate change, the ethical integrations of artificial intelligence, and the future of healthcare are not engineering or medical challenges. They are human challenges. This demands interdisciplinary handshakes and global partnerships. With 30 institutions from engineering, medicine, arts, sciences, industrial institutes, the PSG institutions have a living lab that most universities in the world would envy. Imagine a PSG ecosystem where an engineering student works with a medical researcher and a technology student to build biomedical devices at a very low cost for the masses, where a management student works with the arts faculty and an agricultural researcher to build social entrepreneurship for our villages. We are already seeing this in many startup ecosystems. Agri-tech startups, deep tech startups are bringing in different domain expertise to find solutions to the future challenges of the world. How can the PSG institutions create a scalable and sustainable interdisciplinary ecosystem? In conclusion, the trustees are the custodians of a flame that has been burning bright for a century. Your leadership will ensure that the bridge between the heritage of 1926 and the future of 2126 remains steady and unshakable. The PSG way will remain a gold standard. In 1926, the founders took a leap of faith for a future they would never see. Today, the PSG institutions can take a leap of faith for the generations of 2126. When people look back at the centenary day 100 years from now, let them say that this was the moment PSG transitioned from being the pride of Coimbatore to being a beacon for the world. About 2 months ago, I received a copy of the book, The Fifth Brother. நான் அந்த புஸ்தகத்தை பாராயணம் பண்ணினேன். அதை நான் படிக்கலை, பாராயணம் பண்ணினேன். My speech is extensively based on that book. Can every student and alumni be encouraged to read that book so that they can appreciate the heritage and value of this great institution? May the fifth brother, who has seen a century, continue to light the lives of thousands of students. May this alamaram called PSG, where education and charity unite, continue to grow strong and spread its roots even further. I'm grateful to the managing trustee for giving me this opportunity to speak to this august gathering in the centenary year of the fifth brother. Long live the fifth brother and the PSG family. Namaskaram.